Scorpios. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of June 2012. How will this month be for Scorpios? Well, to be honest, I think we're just gonna love it. Why do I say that? Well, it's not only about the Pluto-Uranus square that is going exact. For all signs, this little explanation is applicable. So this is applicable for all signs. And Pluto and Uranus, it is very obvious that Pluto and Uranus in a square is actually accentuating the fact that we have to change, and we have to change into stronger people. That's basically it. That's what Pluto-Uranus is all about. We have to transcend all the different roles that we play that are false and that are not powerful. I'm talking about roles, and I'm going to explain 3 roles that are really not the roles that we want to play because they make us unhappy. That's one thing, and everybody wants to be happy. I certainly do. And it is also a possibility to get out of a bad situation and to become stronger. So this model was based on the environment of court and judges and so on, in this world where there is a judge, where there is a victim, where there is a solicitor, and so on. So 3 roles that we don't want to play. The weakest role of the 3 is a victim. And I think we all play roles in our lives, or we have been playing roles in our lives where we are the victim. And if we are a victim, it's the weakest roles of all 3. Why? Because we let other situations, other people walk all over us. And that's because we don't want to take responsibility. Or maybe we want to, but we feel that we can't. And why can't we? Because we feel not good enough about ourselves. We feel a bit less. That's basically it. Now the other role, you could say, is a bit the opposite role. It's the role of the savior. That's not a powerful position either. Why? Because you feel better than someone else. It's also an equality. You feel better than someone else and you overtake their power. You take responsibility of that other person. It could mean in a personal relationship, but it could also be a situation at work. Maybe a colleague who's taking all responsibility. Oh, I will do it for you, and that person, that savior, really thinks that he's doing or she's doing the right thing. But actually, it is not a powerful situation. It is taking other people's power, and it's not a healthy situation. How to get out of this? How to get out of a victim's role is to take responsibility, and in that case, you need Mars. You need to have a transit. If you use the astrology, you can look at when is my Mars, or when is Mars going to aspect another personal planet, or is going to give me some strength, because you're gonna need it. It's going to give me some courage to get out of this situation, and then you can become a stronger person. For the savior, it is a good moment when they realize that instead of giving the fish to other people all the time, they learn to other people how to fish. And that's a huge difference. That's not saying you've got to do this and that. That's just suggesting how to do it. And that is a totally different point of view. That is transcending taking over power. You're not going to take any other people's power into your hands when you are trying to help them. You're not going to do what they have to do. They have to take their responsibility, but you're going to help them. You're going to suggest maybe you can do this and that, but you're not going to do it. That's a huge difference. And then there's equality. Then the last position, the last role we don't want to play, it's the strongest role of the 3 roles. I mean, power, when it comes to power, it's the role of the judge, which is on top of it. You know, we can play them in different situations, you know, with the finger, judging everything. You shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't do that, or this situation, But of course, that's also not a healthy position. That means that you're not in balance. That means that you feel better than other people, or better than other situations. Now, how to get out of this role is the easiest one. It's just the awareness of the fact that you can open the eyes of other people without influencing them. Because you're influencing other people if you're saying you should do this and you should do that. You are opposing your own power and your own value system towards other people. So you take yourself as a standard. I certainly play those roles a lot of times, and I still have to be very aware of it, not to do it. So we all play different roles, and but there's a way to get out. And just the last thing about this judge role is that the importance of words, so to transcend this role of judge, is really to really mind your words, and to be a kind of a messenger to other people, to make them think, to just give them, I don't know where my glasses are, but just to give them a frame of the glasses, so people can, other people other situations, other things can fill it in themselves, but you kind of give them a frame to think about it. And then there is equality. You know, this is all about Pluto-Uranus, liberté, égalité, fraternité. And especially égalité, it is not about, you know, like Mao Zedong dressed up in all the same suits, but it is equality when it comes to power. It is very much about that. And Neptune can help us with this, because Neptune is going in Pisces. Maybe at first we're going to think, ooh, this is making situations rather vague, and we don't know where we're up to, so there's chaos probably. But it is needed to get out of the situation and to see the clarity afterwards. That's my opinion. Is a lunar eclipse on the 4th of June, and it falls into your 2nd house and your 8th house. So there's a lot of going on with you gaining your self-worth through other people. I think that's in general. And there are very good planets entering your 8th house, Venus and Jupiter, at the end of the month. So 2 benefics in Gemini. This is almost saying that you Scorpions, you really do know your own demons, and you really do know yourselves very well. But with the Pluto-Uranus square, which is going on, Pluto in your 3rd house, is that there is a tendency to think that you're only bad, or maybe that you think that there's only negativity. And with Venus and Jupiter there in the 8th house, probably, maybe through a significant other person, on a very intimate level, you will see that there is also good in you, and therefore also in other people. So that's the key thing that's going to happen to you this month, which is good, which is really interesting for Scorpios, because it's, to me, it looks like it's this combination of light and dark. You know, Gemini is very light, and you've got Venus and Jupiter in that 8th house, which is a bit of a dark house. So it's a funny combination almost, but it's probably meant to be that kind of a combination to because most Scorpios are very selective, because they have high standards for themselves and also for other people. And maybe there's a change in that. Maybe there's a softening in that, or not a softening, but an understanding of it. And we are going to need, you know, the Pluto-Uranus square. We're going to need people who are very good with overcoming crisis. I think Scorpio can, although they're not liking it, but they are experts in it. And we're really going to need that deep side and that digging side of the Scorpios. Like Pluto is now in the 3rd house, and it's in the house of your thinking, so thinking very deeply. But The challenge is not to over-focus, not to get into the fixed ideas. D'avoir une idée fixe, that it runs its own life, that idea is very important. And I think your feelings will go deep, and you love that. You love your feelings to go deep. And what else? Well, yeah, that's about it, I think. I think it's a very, very interesting month for Scorpios. And they love to dig, and a lot of people, they're going to get to know themselves very well, and also taboos and things that will all come up in a certain way. And Uranus is there in the 6th house, the house of, you know, solving the little problems and all that. So you're doing a lot of hard work, and that will show in the next months, all that hard work. And be ready for the good things to come too, you know. It's not only the dark side, it's also lightness. And if you want me to look specifically, I mean in a specific way, in a significant way, Pluto-Uranus on one of your personal planets, and I've got a special offer. You can see it on my website. I'll put a link below, and it's a special offer of 13 euros. I think it's approximately $16-17. And it's about specifically Pluto-Uranus on one of your personal planets. Whatever, have a good month, enjoy it, and I'm sure you will, and see you next month.